Yes, my people, since the beginning of this tribunal, that all the secret of Bola Ahmed Tinubu's have been exposed, the secret of all the judiciaries, the judges, the secret of Atiku Abubakar have been exposed publicly. I've noticed that there's nothing that nobody can do, can hold as a thing against Peter Obi. Because there's nothing, no crime that have been placed by APC or Tinubu against Peter Obi, because this man is very, very clean. All what he has been doing was pure to the end. When he was the governor of Anambra State, it was pure to the end. And people are making us stay connected to the end of this show. Meaning us see the petition between Bola Ahmed Tinubu and Peter Obi and everything will happen for Nigeria. I'll be back. See you soon.
Welcome to LAJUPOG TV show.
The whole of crime scene
is happening in the street again.
The center of political news, celebrity gossip, religious gossip, and happiness in the society.
Join us, the voice of Africa.
Hello my great and wonderful viewers, welcome you back to LAJUPOG TV show. If you are new to the show, don't forget to click the subscribe button, the like button, the bell beside it, and also drop your comment in the comment section about what is happening in Nigeria, so that YouTube will notify you anytime we drop any other video into this channel. I said that the fact that there's no crime that can be associated to Peter Obi, that is that not a good reason to make him the president? Do you guys understand what I'm saying? That there's no crime, there's no court case, there's nothing that Tinubu, APC, INEC can bring just to disqualify Peter Obi. There's nothing they can use to hold him down. Is it not a good reason that that man is a good person for this country? You see, Bola Ahmed Tinubu that have tons and tons and tons of crimes that you have been committing, or Atiku Abubakar that have tons and tons and tons of crime that he has been committing, that FBI's are following them day and day. They are running from FBI's, both Bola Ahmed Tinubu and Atiku Abubakar. Is that not a good reason for we Nigerians to back up Peter Obi, to back him up, so that he can get to that position and do the right thing that needs to be done in this country? My people, me just see everything where they happen for court, because waiting they happen for court like this, it go bring you now. Come this show, me now come the wash up. I they come back. See you soon.
Good day, viewers. So many people are paying less attention to the election petition proceedings that is seeking the disqualification of Bola Ahmed Tinubu as declared by INEC, the president of Nigeria. Now, this is the critical time about the election petition. I know that yes, the judges will also reconvene the parties. I'm talking about the Labour Party, the PDP, the AMP, the INEC, the APC. So the judges will still reconvene them to adopt the addresses as they have presented it. But this critical period of time is the most important time. It's just like when you finish writing an exam. Yes, the question paper will be forwarded to your teacher. Your teacher will mark the scripts. That is exactly what is going on now. So the judges are not going to wait until after the adoption of the addresses before they will begin to look into the evidence and begin to plan what the justice they are going to pass will look like. No, as I'm talking to you, many things has been going on underground, and I think this is the most important time that we have to pay attention to what is really going on. This is the right time for us to applaud the judiciary, to take their integrity not for granted at all, because all eyes are on the judiciary. Now, I want to talk about the judicial precedents, because in every election petition, especially for the lower court, not for the Supreme Court, there is always tension when they are about to give judgment for every case. Why would there be tension? That is the judicial precedents. Now, what is judicial precedent? I'm talking about a source of law where past decisions by higher court will create law for judges to refer back to for guidance in future cases. Precedence is based upon the principle of stare decisis et non quita movere, more commonly referred to as stare decisis, meaning to stand by decided matters. Let me elucidate what I'm saying. For example, what has the Supreme Court ruled about the IREF? Yes, the Supreme Court has passed judgment about the use of IREF and the electronic transmission of result. What do they say? This is binding on the lower court, since this case is before the Court of Appeal sitting in the Abuja. So they must obey what the higher court has already passed. So that is the judicial precedence. They must refer to what the Supreme Court says about this. So when you look back, you will understand that the last judgment, I don't know if it is the first, but the last judgment the Supreme Court passed about the IREF is between Governor Adeleke of the People's Democratic Party and Onyetonda. And you can go and read the judgment and understand that yes, that any result in the IREF that did not match the result declared by the INEC is invalid. That is what the Supreme Court have passed. So the decision is binding on the lower court and there is no two ways about it. This is a critical time. Now let us talk about the most controversial cases in this election petition. That is the issue of having the 25% vote before you could be declared as the President of Federal Republic of Nigeria. This is one of the most controversial, but people are not looking at what has Supreme Court says about this. Yes, of course, the Supreme Court has said something about this in the case of Buhari versus Obasanjo. So many people are aware, and I think you're listening to me, you must have heard about this case where the Supreme Court says that winning Abuja to be declared president is not compulsory, but having 25% vote in Abuja, it is mandatory. This is the position of the law. This is what the Constitution says. So if the Supreme Court has affirmed this judgment, and you could see before the election, all the whole parties, including APC, they are saying, oh my God, I don't think that these people will have 25% in Abuja. 25% in Abuja is compulsory. They even said it in the national television. But boom, immediately after the election, they saw that it is only P2B that got the percentage that denied both Atiku of PDP, the TINUBU of APC, Okwanso of AMPP, among others. All of them were denied the 25% vote in Abuja. Now, the issue has become 25% in Abuja is no longer necessary. But it is time for us to also to make all these things known to the public because of public's opinion. Because the judges also read the public's mind, they understand the public's opinion. They understand, yes, the public already knows the law. The public is expecting this according to the law. So they will find it difficult to waive their mind or to adjust to the pressure they must have been receiving, maybe towards bribery or all those things. So that is why it is very important for the public opinion to always sound louder than any other opinions, because democracy is all about the government of the people. So if the people have made their choice and through manipulation, the choice of the people, of the majority, has been denied, it is important for people to talk loud so that people will know that yes, there is an injustice that has been perpetrated. So this is the issue about the judicial precedence of 25% vote cast in Abuja. It is mandatory. There is no two ways about it. Even the former Chief Justice of Nigeria have said that Abuja 25% is compulsory. The Senior Advocate of Nigeria, Mike Ezekome, have said 25% in Abuja is compulsory. So many other people, including former Attorney General of the Federation, said 25% Abuja is compulsory. Then what are we expecting? Let us wait to see what the court is going to pass. But that is about the judicial precedence that the higher court has already judged about this case. Let us see what this lower court is going to do. We are in the critical time. In my own opinion, when you really study about this judicial precedence of the Supreme Court that this Court of Appeal must follow according to the Nigerian rules and culture of judiciary, you will understand why the disqualification of Bola TINUBU is so certain. And that is why the Labour Party is resolute in everything they are doing. This is what they said in their last address. Take your time and listen to the end.
Peter Obi The presidential candidate of the Labour Party, LP, in the 2023 general elections has accused the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, of cloning electoral fraudsters as leaders and wasting the time and resources of the country. In the final address filed before the Presidential Election Petition Court, dated July 23, 2023, Obi and the Labour Party warned that if the court failed to whip INEC into line to do its electoral duties reasonably, impartially and independently, elections in Nigeria would remain a fraud. Obi and LP accused INEC of abandoning its primary statutory responsibility as an electoral umpire. They descended into the arena, putting on the toga of a candidate in the election it conducted. The presidential candidate of the Labour Party said INEC tragically and embarrassingly spent 5.5 pages of its address defending the ground on the no qualification of the second respondent, BOLA TINUBU. Obi and LP said, in the case of PDP versus Alichenu 2019, LPELR 49199 CA, this honorable court admonished the first respondent, INEC, who appears to have misunderstood its public duty. Thus, often one finds cases where INEC plays games with election materials and would not allow the petitioners access to documents used in the conduct of the election, even with court orders to produce same, as in this case, thus playing the cards of the declared winner openly to frustrate the petition. Obi further submitted that pursuant to the mandatory provisions of the Electoral Act 2022, the INEC regulations and guidelines and the INEC manual, INEC introduced the use of modern technology for the conduct of the 2023 general elections. He said by this, INEC represented and assured that it would use the bimodal voter accreditation system, BVAS, for the accreditation of voters in the polling units and the upload of transmission of the result of the election in real time on the day of the election to the INEC results viewing portal, IREV. However, contrary to the requirements of the law and in manifest disregard of its own representations, the first respondent, INEC, abandoned and discarded the much expected upload and transmission of the result of the election in real time on the day of the election from the polling units to the IREV. Rather and very strangely, blurred, unreadable and inaccessible documents, images were uploaded by the first respondent to the IREV, purporting same to be the result of the election in various polling units. These blurred images and the inaccessible documents were purported to be the result of the election in the polling units. The net result of the upload of blurred images on the IREV was that the outcome of the election could neither be authenticated nor verified and thus lacked credibility and transparency. INEC's contention that the collation of the election result remained a manual process is patently false and seems to have disregarded the express provisions of the Electoral Act, regulations and manual for the election. The collation of election results at all the stages of the election process provides explicitly for electronic transmission to the IREV, which is part of the collation system under the Electoral Act. The authority of the Federal High Court's determination in suite number FHC/ABJ/CS/1454/2022 relied upon the first respondent in its final address and heavily harped upon in its argument is par inquirium and in manifest contradiction of the binding later decision of the Supreme Court in appeal number SC-CV 508-2023 Oyetola vs. INEC, delivered on May 9, 2023 in 2023 LPELR 60392 SC. Despite the first respondent's claim that the hard copies of the forms ECHA were allegedly used for the manual collation of the election, which by that reasoning ought to be in the first respondent's custody or possession, The first respondent, nevertheless, gave to the petitioners a certified copies of the electoral forms, including alleged forms EC8As, blurred, blank, and extraneous documents.
Thanks for staying connected to the very end of this video. You know, nobody can ever argue that Peter Obi is not the rightful person as the president of Nigeria. Nobody can ever argue that, because as a man himself is a man of responsibility. He understands the pains and the suffering of the people. There is no crime. This man is not a man that do criminal things. You know, you can see everything where happen where they talk for this court this thing. There's nothing that is stopping the judge from declaring Peter Obi the president of Nigeria. There's nothing that is stopping the judge from declaring him. BOLA TINUBU disqualified. Is truly gonna be disqualified. There's no doubt about that, because you know, every single country are coming against him. ECOWAS are standing against him. Nobody supporting this man. Nobody. We obedient should come out and make sure we defend this man to the end. That is what I want to bring out. We obedient should come out and defend this man to the end, because I know, I'm very, very sure that he's gone and is going to win this tribunal. There's nothing that can stop him. All my support is for Peter Obi. And we Nigerians are crying out that all eyes on the judiciary, because we don't want our children to suffer. We don't want to suffer. We don't want anybody to suffer again, because these unborn children are going to suffer if Bola TINUBU continues to be the president of Nigeria. All eyes on the judiciary. We want them to do the right thing, so that we Nigerians we not end up like a wretched country. They call us giant of Africa, right? They call us giants. We should behave like giants. But now, with everything that is happening now, who will ever say that Nigeria is a giant of Africa? They will say this country is a nonsense country. Hey people, I want you to take a connect to the LAJUPOG TV show. If you have not clicked the subscribe button, click the subscribe button, the like button, the bell beside it, and also drop a comment in the comment section about what is going on in Nigeria. See you in my next video. God bless you. God bless Nigeria. Have a nice day.
Thank you for staying connected at LAJUPOG TV show. Leave the message for you, let us know when we have you. So all we do on this channel is to bring to you prophetic words from men of God in America and outside America, from the pausing of Judy Green and Christmas to the dancing of BOLA and Clement and all of that. So we'll update you with undiluted words and come from them, and also their prophetic words. And guess what? Many of these prophecies are really coming through. So just ensure you subscribe to this channel just to get more of the prophecy in pure time. Guess what? See you in my next video.